Early stage companies, it's a messy, kind of complicated place. By definition, they're trying to change the world. Good question, actually. Maybe I should know my portfolio better. I didn't really know what angel investors were or what role they played. I'm Tim Deeson. I've been an angel investor for 4 years.
Tell us more about what you do when you're not being an angel investor. Do you have a full-time job? Are you self-employed, or do you own your own business?
I have a mixture of roles. I kind of work in portfolio mode. So I am the co-founder of a platform called If We Raise, and that supports early stage founders. I work on accelerator programs, and I work as a consultant and coach to kind of later stage CEOs. So I find a lot of my work all just kind of crosses over. It's constantly kind of working in the early stage ecosystem.
Supporting a lot of founders, do you find it difficult to choose who to invest in from an angel investor perspective?
It's really tricky because I guess you're always kind of being guided by emotion. So for me, there's kind of analysis around what do I think this company is going to succeed? Do I feel like this founder is a kind of great kind of problem solution fit for what they're working on? So there's always also the challenge that there's more companies to kind of analyze and review and more founders to meet. So there can definitely be this kind of mindset where you're like, actually, for every 5 founders you meet, there's always another 10. So it definitely takes some kind of balancing how you invest your time and energy to kind of find the right deals for you.
Stepping back a bit, can you talk to us about your childhood and how your career has developed and any early influences that got you to where you are now?
Yeah, there's 2 really kind of pivotal influences to me. I think one, when I was growing up, we had a family friend. So I was probably 4, 5, 6, and my family lived in San Francisco for a while. Didn't work in tech, but we had a family friend who worked for Apple when Apple was still actually kind of a small company, and he was a software engineer. And he brought home this black and white Apple Macintosh, like 9-inch screen, like crazy. To look at it now, it's got, a 0.1% of the power of an iPhone in our pockets. But then it was just this incredible technology, and that kind of made me fall in love with technology and computers at super, super young. And, that's what kind of taught me the skills of being a software developer, kind of self-taught from quite a young age. And the second influence, I would say, that really kind of had a pivotal role was seeing my dad start a business, grow a business, and it really kind of showed me, I think, both as something that, that I could potentially do, but also all of the kind of skills and the learning from him actually doing it, but even just on that emotional level, seeing him do it. And I think if those 2 things kind of hadn't happened in my life, I think my life would have taken a completely different, path. They had a massive influence on the kind of choices and opportunities that I had later.
So it's quite clear that the entrepreneurial journey kind of happened naturally. What about the angel investing bit? What made you decide to invest?
That was a really later stage. I don't think I kind of started to understand with the second company I founded, we had investors, and I think I started to kind of understand a little bit more what that world was like. But it was certainly nothing in my kind of family or really my professional background. I didn't really know what angel investors were or what role they played. And I think as we had investors in the second company, it really taught me that there was almost this other half to the table, like how do great companies get founded? How do they grow? And after leaving that company, I realized then that there was this kind of other side of the table that I was kind of fascinated by, like who gets backed by angel investors, what role do they play? So I think I was kind of fascinated to learn about it, both as like a game, but also as something I thought this is maybe a kind of a new stage of my career that I can kind of contribute to the ecosystem. Having been a founder, I really thought actually this is a fascinating to learn, but also something I possibly want to contribute to.
Can you tell us about that first time that you decided, all right, I'm ready to invest in this startup? And what was the experience like? Was it a positive one?
Yeah, it was a super positive one. I was really lucky. I was working on accelerators already by then. And so I was having an opportunity to meet amazing founders. So I was definitely kind of getting the excitement of actually, this is an amazing opportunity to back a founder that I really believe in. And yeah, it was absolutely a positive experience. I was very lucky to pick an incredibly capable, incredibly talented, incredibly ambitious founder as my first investment, even though I didn't really, in some ways, kind of know what I was doing. So the kind of universe smiled on me to line me up with something amazing. And I'm sure that's kind of encouraged me and given me kind of goodwill for the future as well. I think if it had been a bad experience, maybe that would have made me think differently about whether I wanted to do more of it, or maybe doubt my judgment, or kind of give me some kind of confidence.
So you met them at an accelerator program?
Yeah, so I was working as an entrepreneur in residence for the London School of Economics on their GAP program, and you kind of go through a selection process. We probably meet 120 or see the decks of 120 startups every year, and then worked with 10. They were all, outstanding startups, but for me, there was one founder particularly that kind of resonated with me, and I really wanted to support her and learn from her.
Are there any regrets that you've made from that first-time experience?
No, 100% no. I mean, the platform is called KinHub. The kind of original founder, Erica Brodnock, I knew I could absolutely kind of learn from her. I knew that I really backed her journey and her vision and her mission and her drive. It was someone that was she's an impressive person to be around. And so for me, super lucky to be on that journey and have that opportunity to see some of that journey from the inside. So it kind of absolutely kind of a massive positive opportunity. And she's a fundraiser extraordinaire. So it's also just super impressive to see founders operating at that level.
Would you have done anything differently knowing what you know now?
No, absolutely not. I feel lucky that what I thought they were trying to do, they were absolutely setting out to do. Like, I think there can be, it's early stage companies, it's a messy, kind of complicated place. People are trying to do difficult, complicated things, often for the first time. But I was super, super fortunate to see kind of the best of the best almost kind of working. It kind of set a bar for me to kind of think, yeah, this is the kind of talent and ambition and kind of journeys that people are going to go on. So, I got super lucky.
If you're comfortable with sharing how many investments you've made to date, can you share it with us?
Yes, in terms of the number of investments, I invest in a couple of different ways. So I invest kind of directly at very early stage, so kind of pre-seed, often kind of first angel money in. So I try and invest where I think I can contribute to that kind of round getting closed or that founder kind of moving forward. And then I also invest via syndicates and things like kind of Calm Company Fund, where they're investing in lots of different companies against a strong thesis. So I'd say, it's a good question, actually. Maybe I should know my portfolio better. But maybe kind of 25 in total between direct investments, syndicates, and then kind of early stage funds. I wouldn't really kind of count the funds because it's a different type of investing because you don't have that same relationship individually with the founders. So maybe kind of 10 in terms of the direct relationships with founders.
Have you set this year's goal?
I don't really kind of set kind of strong goals or kind of fixed goals. Some of it I might align around like SEIS and the EIS tax allowances too, but I try not to force how much I'm going to invest. I also just think about, is there kind of great outstanding kind of opportunities and companies I'd really like to back? So some of it's opportunistic.
Apart from money, name one thing that you get from angel investing.
Yeah, I mean, there's 100 more things than money that you get from angel investing. For me, I guess some of it's kind of altruistic. I want to kind of pay forward the opportunities that I've been given in my life, but also from a professional development, personal development perspective, you meet these incredible founders, incredible angels, these inspirational kind of ambitious people, and you get to learn from them. They challenge your worldviews. By definition, they're trying to change the world and they see the world differently. So both on an emotional, inspirational level, but also kind of on a practical, new ways of looking at markets, new ways of looking at technologies, that kind of, and then that has, rebound effects even on my own companies or my own things I would work on. So it's kind of a generative cycle and an incredible, the early stage ecosystem is an incredible place to work.
What's the best thing about being an angel investor?
The best thing about being an angel investor is the people. You just meet these ambitious, smart kind of people who really want to just change the world. So for me, the energy of working around, early stage founders is just incredible. Like, they're there to build their dream. They're there to create their mission. They're there to change the world. And that positivity and energy, you can't help but kind of get some secondhand effects of that. And it kind of fires you up. But also, values aligned and mission aligned angels, likewise.